Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Country Morning Creations. I am here today because I am creating my April journal, which is a sewing theme. So I am planning to use a variety of different things on the cover, including this image that I made. And I'm debating what I'm going to do with this. I'm definitely going to be making a sewing kit, so this will likely be part of that. It's actually 4 pieces and they can be cut into just journaling cards. I printed it on white cardstock. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to do this, probably not a real talky video, and it's going to all be spliced together. I'll do some editing before this gets put up. So you'll notice chunks are out, I'll speed things up, things like that. I'm also going to turn this into a short or reel that can be seen as well if you just want the really fast version. So what I have is I have a whole lot of very cool fabric and different laces. These have come from a variety of different places, but they're all in similar color tones. So the first thing I need to do is I'm going to take this 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and I'm going to cut it down to 8.5 by 9 so that I can use this for my cover. I like to have it a little bit deeper, so it's that 8.5 by 9 instead of 8.5 by 8.5, which would be probably closer to a typical traveler's notebook size, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to score this. So let's do half of 9 is 4.5, not 4.25. So I'm going to do, that's at 9, hold on. So that's at that, and so 4.5 will be the middle. Now, if you know anything about scoring cardboard, most people would want to take this now, and you can see they'd want to fold it this way. That is incorrect. You want to actually take it and fold it this direction before you score it down and press it. So that is going to be the base for my cover. Next, I'm going to take some fabric that I dyed using, what was it? It's avocado dyed fabric. Because I'm keeping it all in these peachy pinky tones. Boy, I have a lot of stuff sticking to this fabric. And this was an old sheet my mother gave me, and I love the feel of this because it's so soft. So we are going to go ahead and cut this out. So one thing is all fabric has a right side and a wrong side to it, and I think this side is the right side. It's kind of hard to tell on sheets because they're fairly well woven the same, and I'm not sure it really matters which side is right side and which side is wrong side. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and glue down the fabric. And my other favorite tool is this old 1-inch angle brush, which is pretty thick, but I like that for gluing onto paper. And I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and then I will do the other side. All right, I'm going to now Where is my tool? There it is. So I have this is called a binding tool, and this is used to help make a guide for cutting your fabric or whatever you're using for your topper. Oops, I think I got those stuck in there. There we go. So I simply use this and I draw my lines around it. And of course I have to have my Tinkerbell pencil to do this. And we're just going to make some lines around here to know where we're cutting. So now I'm going to get out my sewing scissors, my fabric scissors. We're going to cut this out, going all the way around it. And I probably could have done the corner pieces as well, but we'll come back and do those. Now we're going to use this for cutting the corners and getting them cut correctly. Now, a lot of people just eyeball this. That's totally fine as well. I just find that I like the finished corners better when I use a guide. That's just my personal opinion. And then I prefer to do the long ends first, and I actually apply the glue out to the sides to the fabric instead of on the cardboard, because then I'm only getting the fabric covered and not everything else. So we're going to go ahead and fold all of this in. And the other thing I love about this fabric is that it works so easily really well. And just wants to lay beautifully, especially on different things. So again, just an old sheet that I avocado dyed. And we're going to go ahead and do this side as well. Now this fabric is very thin. If this was a thicker fabric, I probably would have cut a little notch on where it gets folded. But I am not going to do that. And then these pieces get tucked in as well. So I like to take the ends here, oops, sorry, let's get this back to where it needs to go. And I'm going to just fold these in a little bit so that they are not sticking out as much. And then we fold this all up. And then, well, that didn't get folded in right. So we're just going to do our best. All right, there we go. And now we'll do this last side. Now, once this has completely dried, I am actually going to go use my sewing machine and stitch around this. So once it's completely dried, I'm going to do that next. All right, so now I have completed the stitching on the outside of this. I used kind of a vine over here and a double, maybe cross-stitchy kind of one on this side. I didn't want to do anything too fancy because we're actually going to make the inside pretty fancy. I have cut these down, so this is 4 1/4 this way, 8 1/4 this way, so these will glue in. And I've printed this on 32-pound cardstock instead of any heavier cardstock. I want to keep this cover fairly soft and pliable, and we'll add more things to the outside. So I'm just going to glue this down. Now we're ready to go ahead and decorate the cover. And I'm going to actually, for this part, I'm going to grab one of these cute little hand holders because I want this to lay flat so I can actually see how this is going to look when we're done. So we're going to start layering some things. I have a variety of different pieces that I have some different ribbons and laces that I can use on this. There's some really cute little things too. So we've got pieces like that or like that, and some other maybe not quite so fancy laces. Let's see, I'm trying to find these two pieces. So this is a gorgeous piece, and I would love to use that on my cover, as well as I'm looking for the other piece that I have that was custom dyed for this. But I also have this piece, which is just spectacular as well. So let's try a couple of different things. I may need to cut this down, and I think I will cut this down. It's too wide, but I want to use a fancy edge scissor. And I have a couple of different favorite scissors in here, so I'm actually looking for this Victorian one. That is the scissor I want, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I didn't want to cut actually right along the edge of that, So we're going to cut just a little bit out from it so we have a nice decorative edge. There we go. And now we have that, and that looks really pretty. I want to put that up a little bit higher than the rest of this. And let's see, what would be, can I fit that? I don't know, that's a little bit too much. But this I could fit down one side of it. That would be lovely. Actually, maybe in just a little bit. A little bit off to the side. So maybe we'll do that, and then I will save this for another day, and that as well. Let's do some lace across the bottom. Do I want to do something like that? Or let's see. No. This one's very delicate, and that could be very pretty at the bottom, but it's too wide. Oh, there we go. So I think this from underneath, that will be perfect. All right, I'm going to ink the edges so that this little bit stands out a little bit more, gives it kind of a secondary frame. So now, if we do it this way, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I want to trim some of this down.
I'm going to glue it anyway.
I feel like it needs a little something else, but I'm not sure what. Oh. Perhaps we do a little bit of this behind here. All right, I am going to glue some of this to the back of that. And then we're going to add this one piece over on this side for sure. Actually, I think I'm going to cut this just like this. So we're going to cut this through here and then right across that, and very carefully cut the rest of this. Oh, perfect. We'll put this piece up here. And I have some pink ribbon, some pink velvet, which would be perfect across the bottom here. So I may, let's see if I can still peel this up, or if that's totally stuck down. Oh, I can. All right, we're going to put this across here. So it needs to be about that long. And we're going to just put this down. And there we go. There is the cover of my next journal.